9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find. Find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all, we are all one, we are all one, we are all. Lift me up, get moonshine, put me into overflow.
Superstar. I laugh every time on that intro.
It's cute.
The Burn Barrel here with me. Yeah, because you made it, duh. Burn Barrel's been doing a lot of intro and work for me, and we've been doing a lot of collaborating.
Yes, we have.
Hey, Bama Cat, Pam, Samantha. Hey, everybody. So this is about Steve, the Burn Barrel K-Crime, so we'll call you. They're both the same person, and that's my guess right now.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm K-Crime. That's my, personality on YouTube, but my channel is the Burn Barrel Show.
Yeah. So. And you had once again got my attention about something, and I started looking along with you. And what did you find out about us?
Well, I started looking into, Steve Holder, and who is this guy? What is he about? And I found a lot of really interesting things. This guy is like a complete fake, like, persona. He's trying really hard to make his presence on social media, now on YouTube. Prior to just a few months ago, he was trying to do, religious videos, hoping that would get him some attention. It did not get him the attention he wanted. Then he started doing stuff on Summer Wells, and then he wrote a book and published it through Amazon somehow, like where you
I don't know how that process works.
Right.
Can anybody do it, basically?
Yeah, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. But what got me was I started looking into him because he claimed he was a doctor. He claimed he was a reverend. He claimed all these things, but he doesn't have the education, first off, to be a doctor at all. I guess you could call yourself a doctor of ministry if you read a couple pamphlets and pay some money for a certificate. This man, he does not have a doctorate degree.
Right. I think that it sounds like one of those things where people pay, or one of those paper, what is it called? Diploma mills or whatever. It doesn't, and in that phone number, attached to the college that he supposedly went to.
Yeah. Did you call it? I called it. It's some man's answering machine, some Mr. Richardson's or something like that answering machine. No, it's all like
not very professional.
It's not a real college. And then he says, I was watching a lot of interviews. He says also that he got his degree from Elgin College. And so I looked up Elgin College, and then the degree plan that he said that he even got there, they don't even offer that. It's a community college with they go have associate degree programs. certificate programs that you can do, and they have online programs you can do also, but they don't really offer what he said that
Is it
he said.
accredited in any way? I mean, do you know, like,
Some of it is credited. Yeah, it's credited, just like University of Phoenix is credited.
well,
You know what I mean?
accredited,
Accredited,
like
yeah.
with the Department of Education, where
Yeah,
you
yeah, it
actually
is.
get
A
loans to
degree.
go there and stuff, you
Yes,
know?
yes, it is. It is. But
Okay.
it's one of those, that is more about making money off of people through student loans and getting them into debt. That's what I'm realizing about the college. And their programs are very limited. It's very small. It's for like small certificate degrees mostly, you
Right.
know. Um, Good morning, everybody.
This is like,
We're early this morning. I see a lot of people saying good
yeah,
morning, so we'll say good morning. I'm just, after going through all this guy's stuff, and then I started looking further and further and further into this guy. I found neighbors of his. I found he lives at a low income
mhm.
disability, like Section 8 type apartments
Not
for.
a place that a Mason, you would think a Mason would be, but I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know
even think.
how.
I'll be honest. I'm alleging this because I don't. This guy. He's kind of angry, I think, but he. I don't think anything he says is real. I think he created his own online persona to try and sell books,
Yeah,
and
and then
just to
when
even
we
get notoriety.
yeah, and even it's been like a day since you really start doing research into him. Both
Mhm.
of us, last couple days, and literally you were looking on his Facebook all of a
I was
sudden.
on the page, and the page shut down. He
Yeah,
deleted it.
and
This
so
was his personal one, his Steve Holder page, not the Texas dude one, which I haven't even looked there. It's probably gone too. He's
yeah,
shutting everything down right now.
yeah, and then I went to his YouTube, and both of them are not in existence. Well,
Right.
the second, what's the name of the second? Do you remember the name of the second YouTube channel? Because I went to the link that he
Um,
did that video on me, and it's been privated. So,
Generic human.
okay, the generic human,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. The one thing I do though, I have almost everything recorded. Like I've clipped all of his stuff and recorded it for record. So
Right.
all this stuff that he's deleted, I have a lot of copy of it.
Yeah.
The stuff though that got me is the claims of being a doctor. That was a blatant lie. This man, I mean, I guess a doctor and a doctor ministry are two different things, because this man's claiming to be a doctor, but
No, 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 no. If a
this.
doctorate is a doctorate, it
Right.
takes you freaking forever to do get that.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't think that he really has
Mhm.
his doctorate, but
Right.
it's unfortunate that somebody has to come in and be complete fake. But once again,
Right.
putting out false information, he has all this stuff to say about YouTubers, but when we just look at the surface of who this guy is, he
Mhm.
just disappears.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. And what's upsetting is, if this guy wanted to write a book, fine, that's his
right,
business. But you don't come on writing a book and come onto a community that has every tiny bit of knowledge about this case. Like, we know everything. Like, we've
right,
studied and studied every little thing. You even have the dog from, from the Wells house.
right,
Like we know these people. We've talked
right.
to them. I've talked to Dawn. Like, we've talked to these people. And for this man to come up here, try to shut everybody down, and then anybody who says anything negative against his book, he tries to use YouTube to attack them by striking them with different things. And that's the part that is upsetting to me, is this man is coming into a community he knows nothing about and trying to do damage in there, because we didn't accept him into the community with open arms immediately.
Right.
Other than Smiley. I guess Smiley has.
I like Smiley, so nothing
Right.
against her.
Right.
But like, I think that she was just trying to, talk to him and get his, thinking that he has some type of information because he wrote a book on Summer Wells. But
Right.
I don't think he's talked to anybody related to the case.
Right.
And then to find out that it makes sense, like if I would have even thought just a little bit, I would have remembered that, back over a year ago, Cher was talking, there was some talks about some type of book.
Mm-hmm.
So now it makes sense because you found where Cher was commenting on one of his shorts, like
Right.
one of his videos over a year ago.
Yeah.
So she must have reached out to this guy, and that's how we got him. And yeah, somebody didn't do their homework.
Right.
When finding this guy. So,
well, the stuff that gets me, you saw Andrew Hilt yesterday. He did a live. He did 2 lives actually. Like, I guess his internet went out and then he restarted and he made a second live. There were things that were mentioned. The fact that his name is in that book.
Yeah.
His son's name is in that book.
Who else does he mention in that book?
He says, and Andrew Hilt says they did not give that man permission to put his minor child's name in that book.
Yeah, that probably
and how a man could come on and copyright strike people like Michelle After Dark, and he's literally putting a child's name in a book with no permission from the parents, a minor child, yet copyright strike somebody on YouTube for saying his book was crappy. Come on.
Hopefully he lifted that. Does anybody know if he?
Well, I hope he does, and I hope actually the reason his channels aren't there is he got shut down for being malicious.
Well, I don't know. The one video of that he made on me, it shows that it's privated. So that video, channel shut down.
Right.
But and if he's the one that got our attention, he's the one that got everybody's attention to him and got us looking into him, making these videos on us and striking people.
Exactly.
He would have been fine. Like, we would have never really. I mean, he's the one that wanted the attention and got everybody's and started going after creators, and that causes us to look into this guy. Who is this guy? Where did he come from?
Right. And this is the thing. If he's like this politician, reverend, doctor, everything he claims to be, then what I want to know is, how is he able to live in this apartment complex he lives in, where it's completely low income based? The highest rent you pay is $7.99 a month, and that includes the utilities. But most people are only paying $25 a month to live there, and it's designed for people who have nowhere else to go. It's very low income, over 62. If you look at the photos of the type of people that are living there and who's living, it's all disabled people, and this is where this man lives. He lives in a community that was designed for people in need, that needed help. And this man is out here writing all these books, claiming he's this professional guy, and yet he's living in a community where he's like asking for help. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's strange to me, the whole situation. The other thing I looked into,
I guess his YouTube channel's back up. Let's see. Hold on, let me go look.
Well, I think that Friday Night Conversation, that's actually with Smiley, right? That's the channel he does with Smiley.
All right, I see the one. It
seems like the collab channel.
Yeah. I don't see his channel still, but wait, what'd you say? What'd she say? It's called Friday Night Conversations. Okay, Friday Night Conversations. Okay, the generic human one is up, but he's deleted he's deleted most his videos, and that short is gone. All those shorts are gone.
Mm-hmm.
He's deleted all his videos up until 3 weeks. So the last, here, let me show you actually. So his regular channel's gone, but this is all the videos he has on here up until 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And then under videos, it's just this one. There's no shorts or anything. So he's deleted it. And then when you go to Steve Holder, his channel's gone. And you go to here, go to channel, and it's completely gone.
Right.
And then his Facebook's gone. His Instagram is gone.
Right.
I checked his Instagram. At least it was. You know, this stuff could be coming back up. But he had to have known that we're going to look into him. Has he not watched this community?
I don't think so. I think he was completely unaware. And I think that's even why he struck Michelle. I don't think he realized how striking works and what he was doing. I think he was completely unaware what he was getting into. You don't walk into a community and start attacking people and you don't even know the community you're walking into. You know, the true crime community, like, especially me, like I mostly I do a lot of research.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just commenting on it.
Mm-hmm.
But can you show us Relevant Truth? Can you send us anything on an email that you find that would show that? Because we found Cher commenting on his posts like over a year ago.
No, I think he's been in this community, but not as a creator.
Right.
And I think he wrote his, I'm going to allege this, that his book was written on the words of all of us. All of our hard work, all of our research. And I that's what I think. I think he went through and listened to what everybody else was saying, and used that information to write this book. That's what I believe.
Well, I remember the whole book thing coming up with Cher. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is a guy, and everybody forgot about it because, I mean, it was a process for this guy. You know, it takes some time to write a book. And I totally forgot about it until I started racking my mind. I was like, oh yeah, I remember. But according to, I don't know where Prayer Garden gets the information, but didn't she have this Steve guy on her panel? Prayer Garden?
I don't know, but she may have. I don't know if she, I don't know. I'll have to look.
Well, it seems like Prayer Garden knew, because she said that Cher is the one that brought him into the community, but that she didn't. Supposedly Cher saying that she didn't help him with the book. She just was the one that, you know, got a hold of him and, you know, gave him the idea. Right. Well, so, and even Steve says that if you listen to what how he doesn't say Cher, but he said that people reached out to him.
Well, he says that, well, I don't know. On another interview, though, he does say that because he lives locally, it was on the news. He got the Amber Alert, and he saw that there was a lot of attention drawn to this case, so he started looking into it.
Thank you, Chloe. I see your Venmo. Thank you so much. Let me see if she has a message. If there's a message on there, I don't want to miss any message. No message. Yeah. Just a nice little thoughtful gift. Thank you. So, okay, what else here? So, well, maybe no matter how he came into the community, you know, it is what it is, whatever. I mean,
right. Well, he didn't come into the community as being somebody friendly in all of our chat rooms that we all got to know. No. Right. He wasn't somebody like that. He didn't become like a, you know, subscriber friend. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how he came in. He didn't come in like that. He just came in as like a little snooper going through, like how Michelle said, you know, he was in her Facebook group, you know, that's where
I saw that.
Yeah. Snooping, clipping stuff so he could put it in his book probably back in you know, that's where he was getting information from all of us. And then he turns around and silently. He worked silently. And then after the book comes out, he decides to just pop out of the box like, here I am.
Yeah, and I think now after looking into this guy a little bit, I don't think it's possible really that Cher got paid or anybody got paid because I don't think the guy has money.
I don't think this guy has any money. And if he does, then he shouldn't be living where he's living. He's a liar, and he's committing fraud against a community housing, because you can't have money and live there. It's designed for people who are low income, and disabled and elderly to live there. It's kind of like a nursing home a little bit if you really look into it. And they have like pie, like they have get-togethers. They have a community room where they all sit around and eat pie and play cards. This is where this guy lives. It's kind of funny.
I'm sorry. Somebody was asking who he is. He's the one that he wrote a book, supposedly, or he wrote a book called The Dark Truth, which we don't even know the truth. So that wasn't a very good title, but.
Right.
Hey, Cassie. Haven't seen you for a while. It's been a while.
Like he says, the dark truth. We don't know the truth. We don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened yet. So where's this truth revealed? I think he was a little premature with this book. I think he maybe he would have held out a little bit until the case was solved, and then wrote the book. Maybe it would have been received better. But it's kind of hard to write a truth.
He just put his Instagram back up. Sorry for interrupting, but
he's cleaning them up is what he's doing. He shut him down until he can clean him up, and he's gonna, because this guy can't stay away. If you look, he has like 100 different kinds of media pages. He's tried in everything. He has pages about being a reverend, about religion, about Christianity. Then he's got pages about being a Wiccan and being a witch and magic. He's got pages in everything. Being an addict, Alcoholics Anonymous. He's got pages. He's got books and pamphlets and all these things, because his books are like pamphlets, really. They're just these. See, if you go in and you look at this school that he claims to have gotten his doctor's degree from, you actually, I bet you this guy who runs this school is the one who taught him about writing books. Because this school, you buy these little pamphlet books and you study these pamphlet books, and by studying the pamphlet books is how you get your doctor degree there. And I think whoever, the same people who have these doctor books, I think they write them the same way he wrote that book, the Summer Wells book. So I think it's just something that they it's like a scam thing that they have going on. It's crazy.
Sorry, Athena was like really crying to get in here, and I'm trying to get this shirt. This is a shirt that somebody got her a long time ago, and it says "I love chocolate," but it's like got holes all in it and stuff. I don't know why Caitlin still puts this on her, but it says, well, I guess that's the style, is holy t-shirts right now, right? So she's just in style. It says "I love chocolate." Sorry, it's blurry, but because of the background. But
that's funny.
Anyways, but yeah, didn't he use AI to write the book? I don't know.
He may have. Maybe that's how he's writing all these books. I don't know, but
in what way would you do that, or how would you do that?
You just input certain information, and then it goes on the internet, and it pulls off all things about those things that were said in the media.
The surname of Summer's grandmother is incorrect in the book. Which grandmother? Karen Goad. Her surname would be
like Summer's grandmother, Candace Hare. Candace Hare is the grandmother, or Karen Goad, one or the other. Or the surname, it wouldn't be Goad, it would be
that's what I was trying to think what it would be.
What was her maiden name?
Gosh, I know
I
somebody.
had it before. I
I
have to
know
look
I've
it up
done a
in my
whole.
I have it on
I've
Ancestry.
done a whole a tree.
Yeah, I have it in the tree too.
We'll
Oh,
think of it.
Grandis. So Grandis, so the Candace hair. So he has Candace hairs. Oh, he calls her Harper.
No, not
Oh.
hair is on Candace's side.
Right, that's what
Dawn's
they're
mom.
talking about, maybe.
Dawn's mom's name is Karen Go, but what's her maiden name, guys? I know somebody here knows. Oh, I think these dogs like.
Okay, hair, and he put Harper. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he got stuff wrong. This guy, he didn't know. He didn't know what he was doing or what he was talking about. He's just trying to make a quick buck.
and
He thinks I think he found, like, he thought, oh, I found a little niche here. Oh, my Wicca didn't work. My religious stuff didn't work. My Alcoholics Anonymous didn't work. Well, maybe if I do Summer Wells, it'll work. Maybe I could get some money or something that way. That's what I think. I think this guy just tries, like, whatever he could try to be, like
Nurse Candy,
anything.
thank you so much for the cash app. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, I just sounded like Daisy right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
No, freaking Justin does it so good, exactly like her. And I was listening to Daisy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she does sound like that. She does have a very high pitch. Not making fun of her at all. I'm just
Right.
he does do a good job.
Right.
Thank you so much, Nurse Sandy.
I'm kind of looking and make sure there's not a connection between Daisy and Jinkies in this guy also, because I thought it was kind of weird where he lives. There's a lot of nurses that work there in that building, and it's in
well, if they do, I'm sure you'll
right.
find it.
Right. I'm still looking. And also this Mason Lodge that he claims to be part of, it's very close to where they live.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, Athena? Thank you, thank you.
Oh yeah, right. Or the politician thing too. Like, did you become a politician? No, this guy's tried everything. He's tried everything. If you pull up old files on him, he's been trying for a long time. The weird thing is too, and I don't want to like say something wrong, so I'm just going to say this is just my own research that I've been looking into. I just can't find it. Is his military record. He claims to be a veteran. I find no military record on him. That doesn't mean he's not a veteran, but I'm unable to find a military record for him.
Jane, even last night I mentioned your name. I said, "Is Jane here?" I was texting, trying to text people because not very many people were participating last night, and so I started texting people to hopefully get some people over there involved. And I even said, "Is Jane here?" So I wish I would have, but we're gonna add in some cool little things to the game. So anybody, and I appreciate your ideas you sent me, Jane, because we're gonna tweak it a little bit. So and that's something that Burn Barrel has been helping me with too. A lot of the stuff that with the game is thanks to the Burn Barrel.
So, Chill Billy, you say they don't live in the same state? What do you mean they don't live in the same state? He lives in Johnson City, right there, south of Kingsport.
Yeah, they live in Tennessee, don't they?
I thought they just live right south. Think they live like a hour, 45 minutes, an hour south of Kingsport area, which is the Johnson City area.
You missed it last night, Chloe. I have your number now too. See, I'll have to just send out a mass text to people next time before the game. I'll do that. Yeah, they are holding chats, much more chats than usual.
Right. I realized that too. I had a bunch of chats where people put a bunch of emojis, and I had to accept them because they're not. They're holding chats.
Oh, he says Jinkies doesn't live here. I don't know where Jinkies
Right.
lives.
I think she's in Kentucky still, but I think it's Daisy that lives. But I mean, but there doesn't she come here? Didn't she used to live here? Something or not here, but there in Tennessee, in that area.
Yeah, isn't she like close within like an hour or two or something?
Yeah, Jinkies is in Tennessee. I mean, in Kentucky. Right. Well, it's over there by where Daisy lives. It's Unicoi and where I'm trying to think what the name of the other city was. Irwin, was it Irwin? Irwin and Unicoi, Unicoi and all that. That's where he has his mace. He goes and does his mason stuff.
I think I did. I'll check. I'll double check tonight. Yeah, I would like to see proof that he's a Mason. And you know what's so funny is that he put in the video he made about me, he wrote how it says you're a fake. Call me a fake, but yet everything about this guy is fake. Everything about him, everything he's trying to represent himself as is not really who he is. So, I mean, if he didn't want the attention and didn't want us looking into him, he should have just never gone after any YouTubers because
he could have if he would have just been nice and friendly, he could have been on panels with people and we could have talked with him, but instead he came out so aggressive and rude and started striking people. Oh, that scared me. That scared me. But the fact that he just started like attacking people, that's where, that's when I started looking into him because I'm like, dude, why is this guy attacking people? What's the point? If anything, every YouTuber that talks about Summer Wells is like an advertisement for his book because people who might see something and say, oh, I wonder if there's any books about it. And they would look the books up or something, but instead he just starts attacking people. The book, it's written not well. If a book isn't written well, it's not written well. I mean, can't lie about it.
Right.
He's got some facts wrong and it's not written well. And he says everything in his book is documented facts. Documented where? Documented just means it was written down somewhere. It was documented on YouTube, documented on Facebook, documented on the internet searches that he did, documented on Google,
He couldn't he have wrote a book that was like, based on a true story or something?
Right.
You know what I mean? That way he wouldn't be like.
Right. He put truth. He put truth in the title.
Yeah, I know.
That's where he screwed up, is putting truth in the title, but then where's the truth? There's no truth because we don't know what happened. Nobody knows really what happened.
He says he reached out to family. Yeah, I'm sure he supposedly did, but
he received no response from anybody. No, he did not get any permission from anybody to include their children or anything or them in his book.
He was saying you were attacking him, Dippy, sorry. Yeah, he obviously did not prepare himself he should have been prepared for the backlash and the attacks. I mean, watching YouTube, if he has been around here, which I think he has because he did go by Tennessee Dude. I remember seeing him on my chat before. So if he could have went about things a whole different way, it would have been much more accepted into the community.
And not only that, he probably would have got more facts right in his book. If he would have talked to people directly, things could have been said and corrected before he put them in his book. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I didn't even really attack him when he made that video about me. All I said is that I don't think the book would be any beneficial for me. But I said,
Right.
you guys don't listen to me. Go read the book if you would like. I just don't see how it would benefit me because of how much time I put into the case, and there's no way. And he hasn't even talked to anybody. I mean, most of us creators have talked to people directly with the case, and reached out to people, talked to people about the Summer Wells case. So, which is probably way more than him. And I'm not dogging the dude. It has nothing about. People keep saying, "Well, I don't get why people are giving him such a hard time about a book." Like, you're taking in money on YouTube or something. And it has nothing to. It's not about him making money at all. That's not what I'm. It's not about. It's the fact that he's like inserted himself. He's coming. He's not who he represents himself as. He's the one that's put himself under the radar. He could have stayed like kind of out. Striking somebody for nothing. Michelle, of course. I mean, Michelle's like really good at research. Of course, that's going to get her looking into him and stuff.
Why it's like you're saying, it's not that he wrote a book. Anybody can write a book. It's that he came on here attacking people, and it's just his personality and what he's doing and how rude he is to people and the things he's saying about a community that he's using their material to write his book. And he could have come in and just been nice and friendly and been included in a community. But if you go through and you really look at all of his social media, all of his things, he does this to everybody. Everybody is like, even I might put a video out about it, but even people that live in his housing building with him, he does it to them. He's rude to them. He makes fun of them and puts them down and talks about himself like he's this great author and all these things. But I mean, they all know, how could this be true? How are you living here with us if you're this like, great entrepreneur? How are you here with us then?
Are you talking about his neighbors and stuff like
that? Yes. Oh, yeah. There's a couple of them, a couple men that live there with him that are making fun of him. One of them even made a post. I'm not going to say the guy's name yet because I'm trying to get an interview with him to, get some firsthand knowledge of Steve Holder, where, who he is in his real life, in his little apartment complex there, where they eat blueberry, where they play cards and eat blueberry pie on weekends.
If Steve just heard that, I'm sure he's scared AF because I know this guy is a complete fake.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. There's the two dudes that live there that don't like him at all. One of them in April posted a post on his Facebook mocking and made up a fake book and said, "Yeah, I'm posting a book. I'm putting it on Amazon," and was mocking him because it's like a joke for them. He's a joke in their apartment complex. Well, I can't even call it like a real apartment complex. It's actually like nursing home kind of thing. Yeah, he lives in like some kind of nursing home thing. Yeah, it's like it's independent assisted living. It's like you have your own apartment, and
which is nothing wrong with it. We're just saying
there's nothing wrong with it. But you don't come in pretending you're a doctor and you're all these things and you're a politician and you're all this stuff. And the truth is, you're just like this normal guy.
Hey, one thing I forgot that I haven't had a chance to tell you yet because I heard it yesterday, but anyways, I can't say who told me or whatever, but somebody around the area claims that who knows who he is, claims that he ran for president.
Well, he didn't run for president. He ran for a council
supposedly
position.
He was saying, going around telling people.
He was telling people he was. Yes. And he has. Yeah, he has photos of himself on his Instagram. Did you see it where he's for he's saying Steve Holder for president and all that, but he was
Oh,
trying to get into a council position first, come up in but he's never was into politics before. This guy, he's off, man. This guy's off, and mentally he's off. He has grandiose ideas of himself, and
exactly.
he thinks he's a doctor one minute, he thinks he's a reverend, he's a politician, he's all these things.
Jack of all
And
trades,
he's
master of none, right?
exactly. And I don't even think it's not even a jack of all trades. It's a wearing that hat and never even really tried to do it. This guy's like, it's weird. The guy's weird, and he's like a fraudster. He really is.
Yeah.
He wants to be these things. I think maybe generally he wants to be these things, but he just never put the work
Kind of
in to
sad,
become these
actually.
things. Yeah. To me,
It is
claiming you're a doctor and you're not a doctor, that's a problem.
right.
I think that's even kind of illegal, isn't it? You
Yeah.
can't claim you're a doctor and you're not a doctor.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's something
Dude,
else.
he said it on TV in a news interview that he was a doctor. But now he's pulled. He doesn't put it in front of his name now. I think he's been called out on it, and so he doesn't have doctor in front of his name anymore.
Wow. Yeah, because if you're to get a doctorate, that means that's so a master's is 8 years, and so a doctorate would be 12 years.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, or
Correct,
more.
guys, in the chat. I don't. So it'd be 12 years. You have to, in order to get a doctorate, is 12 years. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and the one college he went to doesn't even offer anything like that. You could get an associate's or a vocational certificate in something, And I haven't even seen any certificate from him with that, but that's where he claimed he went to school. And then he went to school at what I posted, the video of that place, that online pamphlet school. That's where he said he's a doctor from.
I mean, I feel
was
kind
like,
of,
what the heck?
I almost feel bad for even like showing this stuff because it's so, I mean, it's so bad how much of a fake this guy is. Like, I feel embarrassed for him. Like, I really do. I feel kind of bad for even showing it because it's like so embarrassing.
No, it is. It is.
I wish the guy kind of would have just stayed in his lane, but if we didn't put this out here, somebody else would have. I mean, it was only a matter of time. Like, somebody else would have been going live here in a couple hours when they found out he was, Michelle. It's only a matter of time before she digs up some stuff on him too. So
right,
he should have just kind of stayed in his own lane, and then he would have never got the attention of all of us crime sleuths that
exactly
love to research. So
no, yeah, I like that. I don't even like doing lives. I'll sit for hours researching, and pulling everything up.
You're really good at it too.
Yeah.
You're one of the better ones at it that I've met on here. Seriously, probably.
I have a lot of money invested into it. I have a lot of programs and I have a lot of memberships to things to be able to find stuff.
Like I was saying, a lot of people just look at the surface. You do what I do, and that's why I like. You really dig. You you're looking at Facebook comments. You're looking at friends of friends. Because we're all gonna it's easy to find the stuff on the surface, but
and most of that stuff isn't even real because the person has put it out there themselves, and they've altered it to make them look a certain way. They don't even look like their photos half the time. And but yeah, no. What is that sound?
A car just went by.
Oh, it was a car. Sorry. Wow, that was really vibrating.
I know, it's loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of close to. I live on somewhat busy road. It's not like super busy, but. Mary Jane says the more evil you do, the higher you get. Yeah, that's true. People join those organizations that are narcissists and worse because they think they're above the law. That's why our laws are mostly for criminals. Yeah, but the Masons and stuff get a lot of recognition, and they're looked at kind of
I think
people
this
look
guy
at
wants to be a
that.
Mason
He
more
wants
than
that
he is one.
recognition.
I think he wants to be one way more than he is one.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that lie about being Masons. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty common lie. I don't know.
Yeah.
He
I've
should have a
seen.
ring if he's a Mason. Does he have a ring?
I haven't seen anything. All I've seen is one time he has a T-shirt on, and like I'll be honest with you, I've seen Mason T-shirts at thrift stores before, and so I was thinking like this guy probably just like bought a T-shirt at the thrift store and started wearing it. You know, I don't know, but I mean, there is a Mason lodge right over there, like not too far, that he says he goes to, and I mean, I don't know if you have to be a member to just go to the lodge. Like, do you have to be a member to go in there, or can anybody just go in those Mason lodges?
I don't know. That's a good question. Does he have himself pictured in any of them?
No, he just says that's where he goes.
Okay, because there's a
Yeah.
picture of him sitting in a big chair, and I didn't know if that was. People were saying that was a Catholic church, though. It looked. I'm
Yeah,
not
that was like some kind
familiar
of
with Catholic
church.
churches too much. I've only been to a Catholic church like once or twice. So, yeah, this is a problem when people puff themselves up, and people it becomes like unbelievable, and people start to fact check when you start to, like, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a minister, I'm a podcaster, I'm an author, I'm a, look at all these things that he has listed here. He doesn't have to be a Mason.
Kathy Marsh, there's nothing wrong with being a Mason. We're not saying Masons are bad guys. Nothing like that. We're saying this man claimed to be a Mason also. Like, he's claimed to be a bunch of things.
He also claims to be a Knight Templar. So what's that?
Oh yeah, Knight. That's right, a Knight Templar. That was the other. How are you a Knight Templar? Actually, I think that's where those photos are. The photos that you saw of him sitting in those like gold chairs with the purple fabric. I think that has to do with the Knight Templar stuff. Yeah.
So I just got an email, and I want to read real quick because it looks pretty interesting. I won't call out who it is because I don't know if they want to be mentioned. Oh yeah, she says keep me anonymous online. Okay. She said, I don't know if you caught my comment the other night. That Steve guy who wrote the book is in some way connected to the Moorlands. I saw two who were listed and as friends on his Facebook page. The reason I'm bringing it up is that I had heard Candace on a video saying that Moorland had showed up at their house on Christmas Eve trying to get Don to go out. She sent him away, said he was drunk, and she would call the cops if he didn't leave. Doesn't exactly sound like a nice guy. I'm interested to know how he is connected to that Steven guy. And also, just an FYI, I saw a comment that Sherry is in the process of writing her own book.
Right.
Is she really? Have you heard that?
I heard it like last year she was going to write a book. So I don't know. I haven't heard any new thing about a book, but I heard last year she was going to write a book. I'll look into this though. I'll look into the Moreland Steve Holder connection. I'll look into it.
Moreland, or maybe the person means Morlocks. Yeah, maybe they mean Morlocks.
Morlocks, yeah, because I don't know more. Probably Morlocks. Yeah. But I did go into this guy's background pretty extensively. It looks like his parents are both deceased. He almost has no family at all. He has an ex-wife that lives in Nashville who's remarried. That's it. Like, he doesn't have anybody.
That's probably how he thinks that he's going to be able to get away with this, because he doesn't have any family to call him out on his bullshit.
Yeah, he really doesn't have any family or any real like friends. Like, it was kind of sad when you would look at his Facebook before he shut it down. All the people that would be commenting on his stuff were just those, I want to be your friend. Please be my friend. You know what I mean? Like, the ones from other countries like Nigeria and, Saudi Arabia and stuff. Those were the people that's who commented on his stuff and like asking him to be his friend and stuff. He didn't have any personal things. It was kind of sad. This guy seems kind of lonely, and
Yeah,
then
well, maybe
he's
if he wasn't such an asshole, he would have more friends, but not
right. I
showing.
mean, he literally wrote a book about suffering from depression and anxiety and everything. And like, but I think this guy has created his own problems. I really do.
Yeah.
It seems like he's
Well,
created his own problems. We all
our
have it.
worst enemy.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
We all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for the guy, but don't go after. I'm glad he
Right.
tried. Thank you for deleting the video about me. I mean, I don't care. I mean, there's so much more. That's just. I mean, that's the same shit, different day for me. I mean, no biggie about the video. I don't care. It's just I was kind of
Mm-hmm.
thrown off guard when I saw this guy who was supposed to be some Christian, doctorate, supposedly in a congressional candidate. I was surprised to see him be so immature. It just
Right.
it did not add up. I'm like, this guy is not who he says he is, because it's just the behavior is not fitting.
Right.
Somebody who would really have those type of credentials would know who they are, wouldn't have to scream it from the rooftops, would be confident in who they are without having to, he's unfortunately not who he says he is.
Right.
Yeah, Cher probably is talking to Don to get information out of him. But, I think that whole situation, that's been going on for a while. Cher and Candace used to have such a problem about Cher talking to Don, and after a while it was like I didn't understand why Candace wouldn't respect, or I'm sorry, Cher wouldn't respect Candace's wishes, because it was like, dude's obviously not going to tell on himself, so you could stop trying to get information from him, because it's not going to happen.
Right.
We've all tried.
Did because we both went into Andrew's live yesterday, different times though. Did you hear what he was saying, like when I asked him about Hunter and the boxes? Because I'm still really interested in finding out about like Hunter, because he said he moved the boxes, and that's always kind of bothered me. How did Candace drive Candy Hair and Summer to the emergency room that morning when Hunter says he gets in the truck, he has to move the boxes to the back to even sit in the front seat? See, that's something that's bothered me for a while. So it's kind of confused me with the ER story of them going in the morning because of that.
The boxes would have already been moved.
Why wouldn't they have already been moved if Candy Hair had been sitting in that front seat?
Yeah, that is weird.
It's weird to me. I've always kind of questioned that.
You're very upset. Have you been told that you're very observant?
Yeah, I get.
I am not observant, so that's it. Yeah, I'm good at researching like on a computer and stuff, but as far as like, I would not be good like at a crime scene, looking for clues.
I always I don't look at the surface stuff. I always hear the little weird things, and that was a little weird thing that I heard. Was like he said when he got into the truck, he had to move the boxes to the back of the truck. The boxes were in that seat so he could ride. He rode shotgun, he said. And that kind of, that was weird to me, because if Candy Hair is a bigger person probably than Hunter was at that time. She wasn't a little person. So it wasn't like she was little and she could fit. Right. Okay, and then I was thinking, well, what if she was sitting in the back seat, with Summer? She wasn't in the front seat. That's why the boxes were there. But then he says when they go to pick up Candy Hair, then he moves the rest of the boxes from the back seat to the back of the truck so he could fit in there. So it's like the whole truck was full with like boxes and tubs and TVs and stuff, he said. And like to sit in the front, he had to move boxes, and to sit in the back seat, he had to move boxes. So it's like, where was she sitting on the way to the hospital then?
Aurora says no.
No. He absolutely, trust me. He says he sits shotgun. He has to move the boxes from the front seat. He says it. I'm telling you. I've went over it 100 times. He says he moves the boxes from the front seat. He sits shotgun. He says he does this when he goes to get in there in the vehicle to go pick up Candy hair from the hospital. The first
And I
time.
agree with you guys about Dawn should respect. Yes, first and foremost, it should be Dawn's responsibility to respect his wife's wishes. So definitely, I'm not taking away Dawn's blame because that is number one. Even over, respecting the wife's wishes. I think, yeah, Dawn being the husband, it's his responsibility to do that. So I agree. That girl, we found some things about Steve Holder. You might want to rewind because it's been kind of a lot. Just that he's not who he says he is, and he deleted all his social media. Well, actually, some of it's coming back. Like his Instagrams came back.
Yeah, but he's deleted all the stuff on it that could prove he's not who he says he is.
Yeah.
He's like he's minimized his social medias. He's made them like he's taken things off of them that could be like evidence against him that he's lying about things. So now this guy, he's a goofy guy. He's goofy.
Some are Smiley workers, like Candace says she was. Has TBI said, hey, anyone at Warriors that day, please call TBI? No, they haven't said that. So, that's a good point.
Well, I know they spoke with the workers out there at Warriors. They spoke with them. So you're talking about at where the horse pond is?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was an interview done with workers out there where they talked to them and they said they said that they saw their vehicle out there off and on all day.
What that girl's saying is basically law enforcement hasn't announced like anybody at Warriors Park that day between these hours, contact law enforcement.
Exactly. Yeah, they should have done that.
Because they think that girl's saying basically law enforcement doesn't believe Summer was there that day. And that's why they didn't ask for the public's help. But let's see, I had another. When did you move social media? Just today.
Today it's coming. It's going up and down right now as we're talking. Things are going down, then they're coming back up, going down, coming back up with different, all switched up. He's switching them up.
Yeah. Steve is pulling and Nicole Kessinger scrubbing herself. Well, Nicole Kessinger did a way better job.
Right. He's not even scrubbing himself. He can't do it. He wants the recognition. He wants to be. He wants people to see him, but he just wants them to see the stuff he wants them to see about him. So now he's switching up his social media accounts and changing things that are on them.
Thank you, Diana. It is a good conversation. We just out of nowhere decided to when we found out he was we both were like, we need to go live and talk about it because
right.
But yeah, that girl basically, I guess you don't really need to rewind. Basically, it's just that he's not who he says he is. And I mean, we explained it, why he's not who he says he is.
Yeah.
But at all, he doesn't have a doc. I would love to see his proof of a doctorate.
Right.
That's 12 years. Is it 12 or 10 years of education? Either way, it's a lot of freaking time in college. He had a lot of money to pay for a doctorate.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely, you would need a lot of money. And once you get up into the doctorates programs, you don't get financial aid for stuff like that.
Right.
You just get the financial aid, I think up to a bachelor's degree you can use financial aid. And then you can do student loans though after that. But a doctor's degree, you pretty much have to pay for that yourself.
Yeah, and so he didn't get good use of his doctorates if he really does have one. Because
exactly. Yeah. Right.
Tim Mullen tagged himself at Warriors June 4th, 2021. Hunter sent the I remember the text. Yeah, 100% almost exact text to what happened the 15th. Chase created his YouTube. I didn't know that Tim Mullen tagged himself at Warriors. I'd like to see that. If somebody wants to send me that, if they happen to have it handy. Do you know about that? Him tagging himself at Warriors?
I do know he had tagged himself at Warriors, like after. You know what I mean? When he would go there for things, he had tagged himself, but nothing. I don't remember anything prior. I haven't looked that much into Tim. Excuse me. But because I don't know. I just don't get the feeling off of him that he is that important. I think he's just a weird guy that wants to insert himself and maybe try to make a little money off of like trying to, get Dawn to do some videos with him. I don't know. There's something about him. I just don't get the feeling he did anything.
Yeah.
In this.
Stephanie says, "Oh, he's a doctor now." Well, he claims he has a doctorate.
Yeah.
I mean,
he says it on the news. He says it on a news broadcast. If you go to my my channel and you look where I did the video on him, I think it was in the first video that I did. Maybe it was the second video. I did 2 really quick, short little videos. There's a clip in there of him talking about he's a doctor. On the news. He says it on the news that he's a doctor.
And I just got a funny text that says, "Cher's writing a book. Is it a picture book?"
That's funny. Yeah.
Oh,
Is it a picture book?
Hey, Justin. Yeah. No, not a medical doctor, but he claims to be have a doctorate, which gives him a right to call himself a doctor if he has a doctorate. But
yeah,
I mean, if I spent that much time in school, trust and believe, I'd be using doctor. I'd be Dr. Adrian Amos everywhere.
I know, right? Right. But you saw, though, for a minute, if you watch, he does use doctor for a little bit, and then he drops it, though. He drops the doctor. I think he's been called out on it before. Yeah, I think he has.
Easy I would think it'd be some kind of crime. He better be careful with that. I mean, you can't represent yourself as a doctor when you're not. Like, that's
right.
Or having a doctorate. People spend a lot of time and money to get these degrees and that.
Well, I think I'm going to be a doctor soon, man. I saw that thing. You just got to read a few pamphlets. Have your high school diploma, GED, and you just have to
be competent enough to be able to read. I think
competent enough to read the pamphlets, and you have to be saved. You have to be saved by Jesus Christ. You have Jesus Christ in your heart. Then you could be a doctor. You could go through their program and get their pamphlets, and you could be a doctor.
Dr. Burn Barrel.
So I'll be Dr. Burn Barrel soon. Y'all be looking for it. I'm gonna give me some of them pamphlets. We could do pamphlet reading nights. We could all be doctors together. We could all read the pamphlets.
Kill like thousands of birds with one stone. We could all get doctorates.
We could all get our doctorate. All get our doctorates doing pamphlet reading night.
Dr. Feelgood.
It was funny. Yeah, it's the whole thing though. It's crazy though.
He definitely said he was in the military for sure.
Oh no, he absolutely said it, and I can't find any military record for this guy, even though he's even has branches and different things named that he was in. I mean, I can't find any military record, even though he claims it and says he's a veteran.
Yeah, let me see.
But it's kind of weird though. The time that he says he's a veteran, there wasn't even a war. Don't you have to be a war veteran? We have to be an active war for you to be a veteran, right?
I don't know.
My dad, you have to be Because you could be retired military or you could be
Well, he supposedly only
ex-military.
did 2 years in the U.S. Army from 72 to 74.
Okay, well, that I think in 72 to 74 was the end of the Vietnam War. So I guess he would be a veteran then from Vietnam. But he never went to, he said he was in Kentucky or something like that. He went from Tennessee to Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be in active combat to be a vet, but still,
No, you don't have to be in active combat to be a vet. You just have to be listed in the military during a war, during wartime.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that during wartime.
So like I think it was like from like through the 80s to, except for there was one point during the 80s. I think it was in like 88 or something when we had the Gaddafi stuff going on. That was wartime, a short wartime, because I know a couple people that
everybody in the chat is like freaking out, saying no, it's not that. You're a vet if you're a vet. If you have done military time, no matter if it's just like I don't think you have to be I don't think it has to be during wartime.
No, the 90s. It was 1991 when you had the Gulf War. I'm talking about the Gaddafi stuff that happened in 87 or 88. I'm pretty sure you have to be.
Oh, past 120 days. You have to be in the military 120 days, according to.
Mm-hmm.
You won't find anything out about his military service. That's almost impossible to find out. Says Justin.
I don't know about that. Usually you could see, even in Ancestry, it shows people when they're enlisted. Ancestry.com, it shows all their military records too, where they were stationed and everything.
So last election, November 3rd, 2020, service branch, supposedly the U.S. Army. But, I think this is something that he could have just made himself, right?
Well, I don't know, though. In the 70s, people were drafted because of the Vietnam War. My dad was in the military in the 70s.
It says he attended Drogens Junior College and Milligan College and earned a doctorate of ministry from the Spirit of Truth Institute.
Right.
What?
That's what I was telling you. Yeah, that was the thing that I called. That was Spirit of Truth. That's it.
Yeah. Hold on, let's look it up.
I pulled it off of his LinkedIn. So I went to his LinkedIn and then I pulled it up. But then he started closing. Yeah, that's it right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says the requirements for enrolling in the Spirit of Truth require a diploma from high school, passing the general education development test, or being a mature individual with a demonstrated aptitude and capacity for doing the required work.
Did you see that? It doesn't say and, it says or. It says or being a mature.
Right.
That means you don't even have to have a GED to get a doctor, to be a doctor. That's so funny to me.
What the heck?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I think this is the guy that taught him about making books. Because it seems like after he started doing this is when he started making his books, and they're made the same kind of way, like these weird pamphlet books. Like if you look at the books on this website that you have to buy to read to get your doctorate degree, they look similar to the books that he sells. Like they're made the same way.
Yeah. Wow. So okay.
Oh wow, they're closing it down. You could go in that before. Go back to where it said authors. That was the thing I kind of wanted to look at. Not authors guidelines, but it said authors. Because see, you could be an author and you can also put in on this book. See, he's shutting stuff down on some of these pages.
Right here?
No, go up. Go back up. No, there was a link to the authors of the books that you could buy.
I don't.
Okay, go all the way up to the top where there's the link bar. And then where it says WRSP authors.
Yeah, that's what I went to.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
okay.
sorry. It keeps going off screen. No wonder you can't see it. Hold on. Let me just switch screens.
Yeah, because I didn't see anything come up.
Yeah, it switched. It opened a new tab. Sorry.
A new tab. Yeah, I just wanted to see, is he on the list? Is he on the author list? Let's see who's on it. Let's see if there's anybody we know on this list.
I'm looking through it real quick, and then I'll read them all if you want. But I'm not. Stephen Hunt.
West England. Okay, well, you got it. I would look more at like the Tennessee people, and so this is the list of authors. I was just curious if he's on the list, if his books are also in this library for people. I don't see him on it, so he's not. His books aren't on here. It doesn't look like it. Those are the authors of books. That's so weird, though. Like the whole thing, this like world religion.
What the hell?
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is being shut down. It was all open the other day. Like when I started looking at it, all this stuff is starting. I think he might even be involved in this. Like with this guy.
Look, when you go to contact it, you can't even.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff is getting shut down. What about us? What do they have on about us?
Look, all of it's being. All of it.
All of the links are bad now.
This one.
The about us, it's still up.
Says it was founded in 1995 by Professor Jerry Haddon of the University of Virginia as part of an undergraduate course on new religious movements. Let me see. Yeah.
I just thought it was so weird when you call the number for the information number for this school.
Right.
It's literally like some guy's voicemail.
So okay, where did you get the phone number again?
It's right on the first page.
Okay, let's go.
On the home page. You go down to the bottom of the home page. No, the main about maybe. Because when you click on this isn't the page that normally comes up when you go to it.
Okay, hold on. I found it.
Yeah, it's the page when you click the link to go to the website.
Okay.
That first page comes up.
Let's call it.
Yeah, call it. Yeah, that one, right? The Spirit of Truth Institute. Richmond, Virginia.
4709.
Mm-hmm. What if he answers this time?
Oh, shit. I'll probably just hang up like...
No, ask him. Ask him, how do you join your school? You want to be a doctor? I'm not being serious. I want to be a doctor. Like that. Easy.
Thank you for calling Paul and Faye Richardson. Leave your name and number. Please speak very plainly, clearly, and slowly. Sorry, this mailbox is full.
Is that what yours said when you called it?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Who is? I'm going to look this dude up next. Let's find out who this guy is. What does it say? Paul something. Go up because it has the guy's name in the little thing. It says something Paul something
Paul Richardson
Richardson. Yeah, Dr. Paul Richardson.
is the founder and chancellor of the Spirit of Truth Institute. Did that say Paul Richardson on the voicemail?
Yeah, it does. It says Paul Richardson. You have reached Paul Richardson.
Read his autobiography, somebody's telling me. So where do I go to read his autobiography?
We might have to look it up. Is she talking about the autobiography of Stephen Holder?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. He says that's his best-selling book. That's his
Is his
best-selling
autobiography?
book. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. How do I read? Can you
just go? You just go on Amazon and you just.
Well, I don't want to read it because it'll strike me.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, because he's a psycho.
Yeah, that's what he struck Michelle for going on Amazon. I'll tell you what the name of the book is. Hold on one second. Let me find it.
But
No One Walks Alone.
You read the whole thing?
It's called No One Walks Alone, the autobiography of Stephen Holder. So it's called No One Walks Alone. It's $5.58.
Says in this book, I talk a lot about my struggles with depression, anxiety, and addiction. I also talk about things I have accomplished in spite of the issues I have had to deal with. I believe you will find the book to be interesting, helpful, and encouraging. According to
And he's an ordained minister. And he also received his doctorate of ministry degree from the Spirit of Truth Institute. That's what he says in his stuff.
Says in my book, I tell about my struggles with depression, anxiety, and addiction. I also tell about things I've accomplished in spite of mental illnesses. I believe the reader will be entertained, inspired, and touched by my life story.
Did you see too that he said that he facilitated a Bible study group in prisons near his hometown?
No.
Yeah.
No. I searched his name. I've a little bit but
he also once published a monthly newsletter called The Anointed Lamb.
Wow. Well, let's see. Justin says he's an ordained minister. She's fighting the strike. Well, hopefully he'll live.
You could pay I think it's less than $100, and online you can become an ordained minister. I know a lot of people who did it, just to be able to marry people, to get the certificate so you could do marriage.
Yeah, people do hide behind religion way too much. And that's something that we were talking about. Let's see. All right. No one walks alone if they have a cardboard Pope friend to carry around. Was that just a cardboard?
I think so. I think, you know what it reminded me actually of? When you go to those wax museums?
Oh.
Like
I was
those
wondering
figures.
How you got a picture with the Pope.
I think it was something like that. It could have even been like a wax museum or like a cardboard figure, one of those type of things. I don't think that was the real Pope. You can't even get up close to the Pope like that. Like, you can't go up and touch the Pope like that. They would jump on you. The bodyguards.
But
Yeah.
what we're saying is this institute that I just called the school that he supposedly got his doctorate off of, and that's not a legit school. Like,
Mm-mm.
it goes to somebody's regular phone number.
Right? That's they don't check their voice messages evidently because the guy's probably not even alive anymore. I probably we should probably look
I
into
mean, my
that
school that
too.
I went to a Christian college, and mine was accredited by the Department of Education.
Hmm.
So it's the same as it was a regular schooling. I mean, I had regular class. I did have some, classes about like the New Testament, the electives were mainly religious classes.
Hmm. But this definitely isn't a regular school. This is just a thing where you buy these books and read them. You just have to read them. That's what I
Yeah,
was looking at.
let's see. What's the name of this his school again? Do you remember what it was?
Should just be the
The Truth
spirit
Institute.
of, yeah, the
Spirit of Truth Institute.
yeah,
Okay.
Spirit of Truth Institute. That's it.
Accredited school. The Spirit of Truth Institute. What is this website? But it doesn't look like a very legit website. But it says the Spirit of Truth Institute offers Bible diplomas and associate, bachelor, master, and doctoral degrees in the following areas: biblical studies, Christian apologetics, Christian counseling, Christian education, Christian journalism, Christology, counseling and communication, church administration, divinity, Masonic prophecies, ministry, missiology. Yeah, it's all. The Spirit of Truth Institute is registered with the Commonwealth of Virginia Council of Higher Education. The Spirit of Truth Institute is accredited by the American Accrediting Association of Theological Institutes of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Yeah, this is accredited by the Department of Education. I mean, it's just a.
Yeah. I think when it deals with religion, it is a completely different type of rules apply to becoming a
Like you
doctor of
can't get
religion.
you can't get some type of, like, the Department of Education is not going to give you a loan to go to this school, basically.
No.
Is what I mean.
No.
Because of its accreditation. I mean, there is ways to get, it makes it. Okay, hold on. I was sent a link here. Oh, thank you for this. Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to type in the link instead of like having to send it to my computer. I'm hopefully I type it in right the first time.
Well, Jackie, I've heard about the thing about Daisy and the chicks, but if you know anything about chicks, they only stay chicks for like a couple weeks. Within 2 months, they're full size chickens and ready for slaughter. So even if she had those chicks, they're no longer chicks. They're going to be big chickens. They've probably already gone where they need to go. I know that I'm not supporting Daisy in any way. I just know about having chicks and chickens. I've bought chicks before. It was the biggest mistake I ever made. They were really cute. I bought a bunch. At Easter when they come out with those little fluffy colored little chicks.
Uh-huh.
So I bought some of those little chicks, and they all ended up being roosters. First off, it was terrible. They all ended up being roosters. I was thinking I was going to get like some cheap chickens. They all ended up being roosters. And like it was within a month or two, they were already like full roosters. So they grow really fast. They go real fast. They grow really fast.
Wow. So
They're
they
probably
eat all your
already.
plants, is what somebody said.
I bought chicks one time. Oh man, that was the worst one. I bought chicks one time, and I had a little Jack Russell, little dog. This was years ago, and I had left and went to the store and came back, and my Jack Russell killed every one of those chicks. I couldn't believe it. I was so upset about that. Like, and he was never aggressive towards any animals. I even had a bird that my little bird would jump down and get on his head, and like he would walk around with my bird on its head. I never would have thought that he would have killed those chicks. And he killed those chicks. And I paid a lot for them. They were like the red hens. It's
Oh.
terrible.
Okay,
Chicks
so
and-
author bio. Steve Holder was born and raised in the northeastern corner of the great state of Tennessee. He was a member of the Boy Scouts of America. His first job was washing dishes in a small hometown restaurant called the Dutch Maid. He later moved up in the world to Bob's Car Wash and received a huge wage of $1 per hour. He is also a veteran who served in the 101st Airborne Division of the U.S. Army. He volunteered soon after turning 18 years of age and went through basic training at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and later transferred to Fort Campbell, which is on the border of Tennessee and Kentucky. Steve is also an ordained minister with a Doctor of Ministry degree from the Spirit of Truth Institute. He has done a lot with his ministry training over the years, including facilitating a Bible study in a prison near his hometown and writing an extensive Bible correspondence course with students all over the United States. He has preached and taught at various churches over the years and created websites to display his articles and announcements of ministry activities. He once published a monthly newsletter called The Anointed Lamb for his ministry that went by the nickname of Thank God Ministries. He is an accomplished writer with one piece of fiction and 4 nonfiction titles to his credit. His most recent book is actually his autobiography called No One Walks Alone, where he chronicles his issues with depression, anxiety, and addiction. He resides in East Tennessee, where he spends his time writing, marketing his work on social media, and attending Bible studies. He is a Freemason, a Knight Templar, and is a proud member of. Oh, look! It has his Masonic Lodge here.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the one that's over there in Unicoi. I pulled up.
Unicoi Masonic Lodge, 681 in Unicoi, Tennessee, where he was awarded Mason of the Year in 2018.
Mason of the Year. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. God is good is his favorite quote. The sad thing is, this guy might not even be that bad of a guy. He just might have just tried to puff his all of his stuff up to make himself look a certain way, and now he just looks kind of like an idiot.
So, that's Indiana. No, I need Tennessee. I was looking up to see if I could find anything about this Masonic Lodge. Real quick, and then I'm probably gonna go, but
yeah, I need to get going myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, if you have to go, that's fine. Thank you
Yeah.
Thanks
joining. Everybody. Yeah. And
I'll talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
So, real quick, I wanted to look at this. I pulled some stuff up real quick about this Masonic Lodge. Okay, so he's supposedly a Freemason. He's a proud member of the Unicoi Masonic Lodge in Unicoi, Tennessee. I mean, he's not one of these guys, so that's just the officers. Would that? Right. Who is that, Toaster Oven? That channel named Lena. I saw that as well. Yes, I do have K-Crimes link. We'll share it. Let's let me also put, I'm gonna also put it in the description of this live. I'll do that right now. So it's there. So yeah, go sub up to her. And I also, like I said, the link is in the description if you miss it being put in the chat here. Church of Christ people are the ones who think of Masons as being more satanic. He didn't say he didn't say he was an officer. It just says that. That's what I was looking to make sure. He just says he's a Freemason. But right here, what is his? Let's see all the photos. Let's see if we can find. I mean, that does look like the symbol he had on that shirt. Sorry, I'm just looking through these to see if I could see anything. This is the symbol that he had on his shirt. The Grand Lodge of Tennessee District 23/24 annual meeting will be held May 17th at Jericho Shrine Temple. Okay, where are you, Steve? Oh, is that him? Wait. No, it was a blurry picture, but this one in the black shirt on the front possibly looks like him with the black baseball cap. Let's see if we can find anything else. Yep, there he is. That's him, isn't it? Wow, so yep, right here. Our WM Craig Davis is making sure everything is right under the watchful eye of our JD Steve Holder. What's JD stand for? What is JD? Wow, I'm surprised this guy's actually who he says he is in this instance. That's not him right here, is it? Is that him? That's him, isn't it? Junior Deacon. Just dumb. Well, that guy right there looks familiar.
Yeah.
That was a big guy. Look at that man. Big man. Wait. There he is right there again. "2018 officers," it says. Well, so this checks out. This part of him checks out. And it's very interesting to know. Come here, Bandit. Interesting. All right. Going back here to chat. Where's the vacuum? Where's the vacuum? All right, guys. I appreciate you all hanging out, and it's been an interesting live. We found out that I'm glad that we somebody sent me a link here. Let me see what this is. Wonder if Ronnie lost him. Yeah, we've wondered that. I've looked everywhere trying to see, but all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Sorry, the vacuum's running in the background. Love you all, and I will see you soon.